Hi and welcome to this, which is the last part of my look at Ableton Live 10. So we're just going to have a look at a few of the changes in the setup of Live. Useful feature in the audio section on your inputs and outputs, you'll notice we now have these things where we can name our inputs, which is quite useful because I can never remember which input is on which, particularly if you've got quite a lot. So, for example, my mono inputs is obviously split on, I'm not using it as a stereo, I'm using it as a mono, so obviously it gives you the two options here. So on my 1 I have my Electribe, and on 2 I have my Minilog, which I've forgotten how to spell, and so on. So 3 is my MB33, and on 4 is my Volca bass, and so on. Okay, so I can go through all of those, and then on the stereo ones we can put it, so 7 and 8 I believe on, no, 9 and 10 is my TR8, 11 and 12 is my System 1, 13, 14 and so on. Okay, so that's quite useful, and that will save, obviously, when we go back into that. If we come out of the preferences and then go back in, they are still going to be there. Okay, so that's really useful actually for if you've got a lot of inputs and outputs. You can name them all, and it's good bit for organisation. I think if you press Shift and Tab, it will. No, what does it say? I think you can cycle. No, Shift will. No, Tab will cycle between the names, and if you do Shift and Tab, it does something else, I'm not sure, but anyway, it's not very exciting, we don't need to know that. Metronome, we've got a few different sounds on the metronome now. So we've got a drop down menu here, we've got the classic one, if I just put it on so you can hear it. So there's the normal one that we all know, we've got a click, and we've also got wood. Okay, so a few options on there. You can also now select different tick interval for the menu. So you can see at the moment it's on auto, which behaves the same as Live 9. So that's going to follow the time signature, the time signature's denominator. So we can change it. So let's just play it, and I'll change a few of these. So if you want to have, if you're playing like 8th notes, it's going to help keep you in time. So again, useful feature, but I think particularly from a drumming point of view, you can have 16ths and triplets and so on. Okay, you can have it just on one bar, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, just on each beat. So yeah, quite like that. Nice sort of new feature. You can have the enable only while recording. So obviously that's going to be in the metronomes only is activated. The metronome is only going to be audible while recording. It's not going to keep going for the rest of the time. And if recording into the arrangement with punch-in switch is active, metronome is only audible after the punch-in point. It's not saved in preferences, this, so you've got to change that every time you start. So it's just for each project. Yeah, computer MIDI keyboards, that always used to be on. If you dragged in an instrument or MIDI clip, or I think even when you started Live up, that was always on. That's now off by default. You can now toggle it on and off with the M key. So another shortcut there, you can see that coming on and off with the M key. So it's just a slight change. So I think it's always off at application launch, and always on startup. It's not there anymore. It's not turned on anymore. Apparently it does say Live 64-bit performance on Windows is slightly improved, but we'll take their word for it. When you're in the full screen mode on Windows, which was if you press F11, you get the little thing down here to get out of it, the little arrow. That's now visible as well in the second screen. So if that was at full screen, okay, we've still got that down here now, which apparently wasn't there before. In Live 9, On Windows, again, authorizing live after reinstalling your operating system doesn't require you to use up another authorization. They've updated FLAC to 1.3.2 and enabled code optimizations. So it does say live packs might now install up to 20% faster than before on modern CPUs. But again, I'll take their word for it. So yeah, this is quite a useful one. So context menus. So items now react when the mouse is released instead of after the initial mouse click, which makes it possible to drag away from a selection to cancel triggering an item while keeping the context menu open. So let me just show you what that means in English. So let's say this is Live 9. If I've got a MIDI clip in here and I say delete, right? As soon as I press on the mouse, it's gone. Okay. So if I didn't want to delete that, it's gone, right? Obviously, you've got the undo function, but if we do the same thing in Live 10, let's just create a MIDI clip. Okay. If I click delete, right, I'm pressing down now, it doesn't do anything. Okay. So if I think, oh no, right, I didn't want to do that, I can drag away and it cancels it. All right. If I then hit delete and then let go, it will then delete it. So that's quite useful if you don't want to delete stuff by mistake. And also when hovering over disabled context menu items, they are no longer highlighted. Again, not very exciting. So I'm not going to go into that too much. I think it means if some of these aren't available, then it wouldn't be highlighted, I'm guessing. Right, so that's it. So it's been hopefully useful, this series on Ableton Live. Hopefully you've got some useful tricks and tips out of it. I'm kind of still, working my way through a lot of these things. As I said in the previous ones, I do plan to do some more in-depth videos on the new synths, particularly the wavetable, the new synth, which is the wavetable one, and the new effects. So, yeah, I mean, kind of in summary, I think I do like the new version of Live 9, Live 10. There's probably going to be some people who moan because some people don't like change and they don't like this and that. But I think what they have added is useful. It's not a massive change, I don't think, from Live 9. I think all the little bits they've added, though, do give it some, much more user-friendly aspect. They've got rid of some of the things that have niggled me in the past, like MIDI chasing and the undo function. It does look nicer. I think the whole interface looks nicer. So, is it worth upgrading? It's entirely up to you. Obviously, if you're buying Live 9 now, you do, I think, get a free upgrade. I think the upgrade pricing, I'm not 100% sure, but if you've got Live 9 Suite, it's about 160, 170 quid to upgrade. I don't know, it's not cheap to upgrade for the features that you get. If you desperately want the new features, then yes, I would upgrade. So yeah, it's a difficult one. I think the upgrade price could perhaps come down a bit to make it worthwhile, because the differences aren't that great, aren't that massive between Live 10 and Live 9. Obviously, I've been through all the features. It's up to you if you feel like it's worth upgrading or not. So yeah, there we go. If you've got any questions or comments, then please put them in the box as usual below. Please like, subscribe, share the videos around. If you want to check my music out, then it's available all over usual online stores. Okay, thanks for watching this series, and I will see you in whatever video I do next. Thanks a lot. Cheers and bye.